Good evening, ladies. So I get this question all the time. First of all, if you're new to my page, I am Allie Ballou, Allie B, and I am the co-founder of the Bod Garage. And what we do is basically we specialize in helping men and women lose weight. And things change as we age. The weight loss things that we used to do, like cutting back our food, cutting our calories down, sometimes do not work as we age, and we can't understand it. This was something that always blew my mind. I was like, what is going on in my body? About the age 45, things started going a little haywire for me, and I could not figure out what was going on. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, is why am I not losing weight? Maybe you're a person that is saying, I'm eating the same foods I've always eaten, I'm working out the same way, and here I am. Every year I'm gaining more weight and I'm getting bigger, and I do not understand why. Well, I'll be 55 this year. I can hardly believe that I'm saying I will be 55 this year. Sometimes when I see my age, did you guys ever do this? I'm like, I'm thinking, am I really almost 55? Oh my gosh. So anyways, yes, I'm almost 55. Well, I'm halfway there. I'll be 55 in October, so I guess it's a ways off, right? But it just seems like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe it. But anyways, I have about 45, I started going through some changes in my body. When I was younger, I didn't have an issue gaining weight. Gosh, I remember painting a room one time and I lost 5 pounds. I must have been, 20 something years old. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, my metabolism's so fast. Look at me losing weight. And I was so proud of it. And I thought, look at me, I don't even have to try. And I'm going to tell you what, Father Time came up and went, smacked me right across the face, about 45 years old. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And all of a sudden, I was eating the same as I always ate before. And I was doing the same activities that I'd always done before. And I started gaining weight. And I did not know what was going on. And from 45 to age 51, it was a roller coaster. I mean, I was a musician, and so for me, in the winter months, I would gain weight. And then when we get into January and February, I'm freaking out because I would know that spring is coming. I'm going to have to go out and sing, and I've got to get this weight I just gained. All this weight I just gained over the winter because I was eating normal, get it back off. And for me to take it off was awful. I tried every diet you could think of. I went low carb. I tried everything. Vicki, I know, I'm the same way. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. See, then I didn't, I'm in a different place now. Now I've helped thousands of women and men change their bodies, right? Wade and I do this every day. We help them change their bodies. But back then, I didn't know what was going on at all. So yes, you can be eating the same foods you've always eaten, and you could be doing the same type of activity that you've always done. And as you age, you gain weight and you get bigger. Sometimes you don't even gain weight. Sometimes the scale stays the same. Now this is the weird one. Your scale weight stays the same, but you're bigger. And your shape, your body composition has changed. You start getting big around the middle and you're like, what is going on? And we don't understand it. First of all, I want to tell you, it's very, very common. I mean, we talk to women every single day from the age of 30 and up who say the same thing. You're not the only one. And that's why I wanted to talk about it today. It's very important that we understand what's going on. And I want to tell you exactly what's going on. As we age, at about the age of 30, we begin to lose muscle. It's not abnormal. It's just what our bodies genetically do, okay? We lose muscle. And as we lose muscle, what happens is that muscle is eventually replaced with fat. And you're probably thinking, Allie, okay, what does that have to do with me gaining weight? And let me tell you what it is. So every year we lose muscle. For every decade, every 10 years, we can lose from 5 to 7 pounds of muscle, okay? That's a lot of muscle we're losing, okay? And let me tell you what muscle looks like as compared to fat. Okay, let's say 5 pounds of muscle. It's probably about the size of a brick, a small red brick, those type. But 5 pounds of fat is not as dense in size. It's big. It's like a cinder block, okay? So 5 pounds of fat is like, probably like this, you know? 5 pounds of, I'm sorry, that's 5 pounds of muscle. Small, dense, weighs a lot, okay? 5 pounds of muscle, huge. So even when you weigh a lot or weigh the same, what happens is when you lose that muscle and you weigh the same on the scale and it's replaced by fat, that's why you're much bigger. Your shape changes. That's why you start looking soft, and the definition maybe that you had, the muscles that you could see, the curves on your body are changed now because you lost that. Now let me tell you why this makes you begin to gain more weight. So, and I'm going to tell you what we do about it to stop it, to fix it. Okay? Because that's important. You don't want to stay in this cycle where you're continuing to, lose muscle, although that's what happens when we age, and gain fat. As we lose muscle, it's so important for many reasons, but one of the reasons is stabilization. And I know I've seen a lot of older people, they get really weak. There's a study out, and they took I forget how many thousands of people over the age of 40. And it started at age 50, I think was where it really started to change, and I was shocked to see it. 40% of men and women this is 40%, okay? This is a huge amount. Men and women over the age of 55 to 64 could not lift 10 pounds over their head. How crazy is that? Okay, 64 years old to 74 years old, it was up to 55% of men and women could not lift 10 pounds over their head. I'm going to tell you why this is important to weight loss in just a second, so hold on, okay? When you got to 65 to 75, it dropped down to like 30% of men and women at that time could lift 10 pounds. 10 pounds. A gallon of milk is 8 pounds. They could lift, isn't that crazy that they couldn't lift 10 pounds over their head? Now, why is that important? Number one, as we age, we have to have the strength to take care of ourselves, to get up and down off the couch, to get up and down out of the bathtub and shower. And a lot of times when we lose that strength, it changes our life as we age, okay? But here's what it has to do with weight loss. Muscle regulates, it says how fast your metabolism burns, okay? So as you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. And the more muscle that you lose, the more your metabolism slows, okay? Now, that metabolism is burning every second that you're alive, when you're resting and when you're exercising, okay? It's always burning. So as you lose more and more muscle, even at rest, you're burning less calories, and even while you exercise, you are burning less calories. So what happens is you are used to eating the same amount of food, and you're used to doing the same activity, and as you lose muscle, you gain weight. You gain weight because your metabolism slows down because you've lost muscle, and your body begins to then gain fat. And even at the same weight, you are larger, and you continually gain weight if something does not change. Now, then you add women that are dealing with hormone issues on top of it, Estrogen is dropping, okay? Androgens, they are hormones in our body that are male hormones. They become basically free kind of at a point and start changing things through our body and cause us now, because hormones are out of whack, we start gaining weight around our middle. And when women come to me, that is one of the biggest things I hear. Why is my stomach area, my back, why am I getting back fat? Why am I getting tummy fat? What is this? And you know, that's what it is. It's you're losing muscle and your hormones are changing, okay? But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. The loss of muscle is called sarcopenia. It is normal. But we can stop. We can't completely stop muscle loss, but we can slow it down and we can rebuild muscle. How do you do that? When we do that, it rebuilds our metabolism and helps us lose weight. Get that metabolism burning faster when we're at rest and also when we're active. How do we do that? Number one. Well, there's two that are both are very important because they go hand in hand. Two things that we really have to do. I was going to say exercise is more important than diet, but I'm going to tell you what type of exercise. Strength training. Strength training. Okay. Women, we don't like to go to the gym and lift weights, a lot of us. There's some of us do. I work with clients, over 1,000 clients, and many women do like to lift weights, but it's not just weightlifting that is resistance training. There's body weight exercises that I do those 5 days a week live. You can come over on YouTube, and you're using your own body weight to rebuild strength in your body. So that is one type that you can do. You can also use things like resistance bands, but here's the key. We have to break those muscles down. Wade always talks about this. Break that muscle fiber down. That means we can't be lifting 3 pounds and think, oh, you know, I'm going to rebuild some muscle. No, you have to progressively get stronger. And that means, here's how you do that. You break those muscles down. Okay, you're getting all the blood out of those muscles. Those muscle fibers are breaking down, then they have to rebuild. And when they rebuild, they become stronger and you gain more muscle. And as you do, your metabolism kicks up. It starts kicking up, okay? So that's good. And then that's good for your stabilization. And as we age, you know, there are so many benefits to having strong muscle, right? You guys ever watch Jack Lalanne? I think he lived until he was like 90 something years old. He could do push-ups, pull-ups. He was so inspiring. You know, and I don't remember when he died, but his son is a friend of mine over on our other Facebook page. And it's just so neat because he's very active too. But this guy was strong and didn't die till he was in his 90s strong. Pulled a boat with his body weight. Crazy stuff he did. Pretty cool. So don't think that, well, I'm weak and I can't rebuild my muscles, because even if you're 80 years old, you can rebuild muscle. That's cool. So you can rebuild your metabolism, but you have to rebuild through strength training or strength resistance training, okay? And so come over if you're interested and do body weight exercises with me 5 days a week. You know, and you can start at a different level. Sometimes I show you the advanced levels and I'll do the advanced, but I'll also show you how to do them on a different level, an easier level. And as you gain strength, it's so cool because I have had clients, women come on, they couldn't do one push-up, you know, and now they're doing 10 at a time. They couldn't do a 15-second plank, and now they're doing a 1.5 minute planks. And my clients, if you're on here, you guys are going to know tell somebody what you've been doing, because it's pretty neat how they build strength. They're building muscle, metabolism kicks up. It's so cool. So that's number one, resistance training. It's very important, okay? So we got to start somewhere. Let's start with body weight training or some resistance bands and really do something that makes us, you know, we get to the point where we can't hardly do it. You know, Wade calls that, you know, going till failure. You're going to failure because you want to break that muscle down so that the blood will come in and heal it. And as it heals, it grows bigger and gets stronger. So that's great. So let's do that. Diet. Oh my gosh, diet is key. It has to go along with resistance training. Now that's where it changes a little bit for everybody, because you guys know when we're young, We can just cut back on calories and just work out, do some cardio, right? And if we want to do some weightlifting, but just some cardio, heck, and we're losing weight. That doesn't quite work as we get older. As you guys know, just what I talked about, muscle loss really changes our metabolism. So just cutting back on calories is not going to work. Here's what happens when we just cut back on calories, guys, and it's not a diet set up right. It causes more muscle loss. So what a vicious cycle, right? So I need to lose weight, and now Allie tells me I need to build my metabolism, but if I cut back on calories, I'm going to have more muscle loss. Yes, but that is not always true, and here's how, okay? Your diet has to be right. By that I mean, to protect that muscle in a calorie deficit, to lose just fat and protect your muscle so that you don't lose any more muscle and slow your metabolism down even farther, you have to be eating the right amount of protein for you specifically. That's where it comes in a little bit different, okay? That's where it changes. So your protein is so important with the resistance training. And I never understood this. I thought it was just about how many calories I ate. But I'm going to tell you, the older you get, the more protein you need. Listen to me. The older you get, the more protein you need. And especially while trying to lose weight in a calorie cut or calorie deficit. Because the last thing you want to do is lose more muscle and slow your metabolism down even farther. How many of you guys have came off of a diet, a calorie cut? You got to your goal weight or you lost as much weight as you wanted to lose and you said, you know what, I'm just going to start eating normal now. And then you gained all the weight back, but you gained even more. How many of you guys have done that? I did it. I have done that. And you know why? Because I slowed my metabolism down. I was eating salads. I wasn't getting enough protein. And there's nothing wrong with salad. We all need salad. We need veggies. Oh my gosh. We talk about fiber intake and feeding your body correctly. So all that is important, but you've got to have the right amount of protein for your body at your age, at your height, at your weight, and your activity level. And it is so important. So, I can't just say, hey, eat this much protein. I have to look at you because people who are smaller and younger need less protein than people who are older and people who are bigger. So it's kind of all over the board. And since I've learned about nutrition in all these ways, it has changed my body. You guys, Wade and I did not mean to start a fitness company and help people lose weight. That was not, I never even dreamed I would do it one day. I honestly didn't. I met my husband, Wade, and he was changing his life at the age of 51. And he won his first physique contest and became the reigning Mr. Tennessee at age 51 and again last year at 53. I think he might compete again this year. And he just did it because he wanted to change his life. He was going through divorce and, the gym was therapy for him. For me, I was just like I told you earlier, 45 years old, up and down with my weight. It was a battle. I didn't know what was going on. And he talked to me and he said, Allie, you need to change your nutrition. And I started listening to him and it started changing my body and my life. Now I had hormone issues on top of it. And what was so scary was I was gaining that fat around the middle. And that's just not fat. That's visceral fat. That's the dangerous fat. That's the fat that women come to me and say, what is this and why won't it go away no matter what weight I lose? Why is it still there? And we can make it go away, but it's the right nutrition that you have to have. And so that's what Wade and I do. We teach you how much protein you specifically need for you, but not only that, is what your nutrition needs to look like as you age. And I wish these were things that we were taught in school. Well, they taught me how to balance my checkbook and that was important, but I think this is a little bit more important, right? So there's things that they should have taught us in school that we were not taught. When it comes to stuff like this and facing menopause and weight gain and why am I still gaining weight and not knowing what's going on and why my body looks so different, I wasn't warned about any of it. And unless Wade had come along and tried to help me and start studying, we would have never found any answers for me, and that would have just continued to be my life. But I want to let you know this. You can change it at any age. So have hope. You can change this at any age. You can speed up your metabolism. You can build muscle. And you can take off that visceral fat that is so dangerous, that causes heart disease, and even things like cancer are caused from that dangerous fat. You can get that off just by fixing your body through diet and nutrition and through resistance training. Isn't that amazing? So I want to give you hope. I wanted to tell you what's going on. I have felt crazy and thought, what in the world is going on with me? For years, I felt like that. And most women who come to me say, Allie, I don't know what's going on. Please help me. And as they learn and understand what their body needs and what they have to do, it's so neat. Wade and I were on the back porch, not last year, but the year before, and on the deck, and he was grilling some chicken on the grill. And we got a phone call, and it was Darlene, one of my clients back then. And she was crying. And I thought, oh my God, something awful is happening. And I was hesitant, like, to even speak, because I thought, what is it? You know, what is going on? What has happened? And she said, Allie, I just had to call you. And I'm sitting there going, oh my, what is up? You know, and she said, I just never thought I would ever have a waistline again. She said she was crying and she was boo-hooing. And she goes, I'm losing weight in my middle. It's gone down. I never thought it would happen again. And she said, I feel so good about myself. And then I start crying, and Wade he lies about it every time. He said, I did not cry. He did cry. He cried too. And we're all sitting there crying. You know, but see, that changed her life, because it not only helped her lose that and build some confidence back and see that she could fix it, but it also helped her as far as we helped her rebuild muscle, and her metabolism kicked up. She started getting that waistline back, started taking off that visceral, dangerous fat. And I'm going to tell you, it was a great day. That was a great day. One day I will never, ever forget. So if you're just now tuning in to this video, make sure you rewind it, because there's lots of information here that is very, very important and very, very helpful to you to understand what you need to do if you are having trouble losing weight, okay? Especially over at age 30 and up, okay? So I love you guys. I hope this answered some of your questions. If you have any questions, put them below. The other day, I did a video on why we lose our hair and how, women going through menopause, why we have hair changes. Our hair becomes more fine, more brittle, and there's different things that we can do to actually fix that as well. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch it. And we're going to be talking, this is an all-girl page. There are no guys here on this page at all. I'm not adding anybody that's a guy, all right? This is an only women page, so we can talk amongst ourselves. All of our posts here are just for friends, so it's only for women. No one from the outside can see it. So post whatever you want. Ask me any questions you have about weight loss and anything that has to do with menopause. And I'm going to tell you what, about exercise, I would love to talk to you. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find out, okay? I'll find out for you. I'll do some study and research, because I want to help you as much as I possibly can, okay? You all have a wonderful night. It was so good to talk to you. Leave me your comments, questions below. And if you have another topic that you would like to talk about, I would love to talk about it with you, okay? So leave that somewhere on my page or send me a message. I love you guys. Have a wonderful Thursday evening. We'll talk soon.